Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
Good
good
morning.
morning. I'm noticing I've been having these difficulties hearing, getting a lot of feedback this morning. Hold on, y'all. Getting a lot of feedback.
I get feedback. Getting a lot of feedbacks on my mic this morning.
Got a lot of feedback. Just using my phone this morning. Make sure everything working. Hold on, y'all. Good morning, good morning. My mic and stuff giving me problems this morning. Make sure my sound right before we go forward, y'all. Good morning, good morning. Make sure my sound is right. Let me take this background. But yeah, good morning to everybody who been tapping in. I want to make sure that my sound is right because it's been giving me a hard time this morning. Sometimes we have slight difficulties. I just want to make sure the sound works. So good morning, everybody. Yep. Hello? Y'all can't hear me, can y'all? Let me see. Hello? I'm getting an echo. If y'all can hear my echo this morning, let me know. If my joint is echoing. Just making sure. I've been getting a lot of echoes this morning. That's what's weird. So good morning, everybody. Hopefully everybody doing all right this morning. Trying to get the sound right. For some reason, my sound. If y'all watching right now, and if it's an echo on y'all side, let me know real quick before we go forward. Cause I can see everyone. I can see all the chats in one. So let me know if y'all listening to me and it's an echo. Let me know for anybody on the feed right now, just so I know before I go forward. Let me delete. That's not the convo. Yeah. So Jay Ingles, you said that is it messed up sound? Am I echoing? Yeah, let me know real quick. Before we go forward, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let me move this. I wanted to get busy this morning, talk it up to everybody. Trying to get everything together. It should be better now. I be having a lot of I was getting a lot of feedback this morning. That's what stopped me real quick. Cause I just wanted to make sure. Let me see, I got in one feed. Let me make sure. I was getting a lot of feedback this morning. That's what stopped me real quick. All right, boy, we good. I can hear it slow down. I think it's when I first turned this my sound system on. But good morning. Welcome to Organic Minds, episode 6. Today we're gonna touch a lot of topics, getting back to it. I told you that I'll be back. If y'all don't see me for a day or so, it's just because I'm handling business and probably just making sure everything good on the end of this podcast. I wanted to talk to everybody this morning about the most important thing. It's gonna take a minute. I know I'm learning that Facebook, because I kind of been quiet the last year and a half, Facebook kind of pushed me to the back of the algorithm a little bit. So I spend a lot of time during the days kind of sending people the episodes, sending people the content to let them know I'm back doing it. Because one thing I realized about these algorithms is that when you're doing it every day consistently, the people that comment, that you know, get on your page and comment, or the people that's constantly doing stuff to help, then what's happening is they'll get notified that I'm on live and stuff. So it's a lot of people that started telling me months ago that they don't even get notified that I'm on live. And so that's what I'll be doing through most of it. But I wanted to say good morning to everybody. And before we get started, let me give you my intro. And we're going to get to it this morning. And I know for y'all that's been rocking with me for a minute, y'all should know when I was on radio, I always played this intro in the morning to get the blood flowing, to get everybody on the same page.
Mr. Lowe, tell us about your father.
Why don't you tell us something about your father?
We're trying to get to know each other, Mr. Lowe.
I was trying to get to know you, Mr. Tolson.
Well, I'm not the one on the debate team.
Are we not engaged in a debate right now?
All right. I'll take the affirmative. Take the meanest, most restless nigger. Strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, female niggers, and nigger infants. Tar and feather him. Tie each leg to a horse facing in opposite direction, set him on fire, and beat both horses until they tear him apart in front of the male, female, and nigger infants. Bullwhip and beat the remaining nigger males within an inch of their life. Do not kill them, but put the fear of God in them, for they can be useful for future breeding. Anybody know who Willie Lynch was? Anybody? Raise your hand. No one? He was a vicious slave owner in the West Indies. The slave masters in the colony of Virginia were having trouble controlling their slaves, so they sent for Mr. Lynch to teach them his methods. The word lynching came from his last name. His methods were very simple, but they were diabolical. Keep the slave physically strong, but psychologically weak and dependent on the slave master. Keep the body, take the mind. I and every other professor on this campus are here to help you to find, take back, and keep your righteous mind. Because obviously you have lost it. That's all you need to know about me, Mr. Lowe. Class dismissed.
I also wanted to share this morning this video right here of hold on. I wanted to share this video right here. I thought it was funny, man. You know I breed dogs, so I was watching the other night, and so I got puppies, man. And I was looking at this video, and it was bugging me out because you see how the pup, right? This is real life. The stuff, man. They be going through human problems, right? They be all going through straight human problems out here. Hold on, y'all. They be going through straight human issues. And so he took the toy from him, right? Because I be seeing this in the house. He took his little toy from him, and he bit him in his nuts. And then he turned around, his dad and son, and he turned around and ice grilled him. I thought that was a funny video this morning to get the blood flowing this morning. It's bugged out. But I wanted to play this video before we move forward, because we got a couple things to get to.
We went to England to
Let's go.
the project because that's when we went to England to the town of Hull and bought a bunch of human beings whom the British brought from Africa to bring here to sell to us for the slave trade. That's when we study black people? No, we should be studying black people from 10,000 years ago. But teachers will say, well, that's prehistorical. That is the truth. We need to teach the truth. The first black people who came here were not brought here as slaves. They came here as discoverers and explorers between 20,000 and 10,000 years before Columbus was born. We teach the 1619 Project because that's when we went to England to the town of Hull and bought a bunch of human beings whom the British brought from Africa to bring here to sell to us.
And this is all true. I think the important part is that the way we was taught slavery was completely in a way that wasn't completely true, right? Meaning that every time I love this lady right here that be speaking, because it's always good to see people of all cultures who stand on true history. So it's not just made to seem like, oh, it's the black man or the black woman, as we know in America, that's making up this history to make themselves feel better, because that's what it be. But for her to say, like, it all started because the British brought some Africans over, right, to sell them, right? But she talking about as it went on. Originally, if we talking about the Olmecs and some of the ancient Chinese, which I showed earlier, or not earlier, the other day on episode like 4, about how they came over from Africa, and the ancient Chinese came over here looking for their ancestors. The first, what we call Africans that came here as explorers, right? And civilization starters all over the world. And I always think it's so important for us to understand that. One of the reasons for when I'm doing these combos is to constantly tell and talk to the people so that they understand the importance, because until we understand that we are those people that did the great things, when we look around the world and they're amazed that it came from people that look like me, right? And we also got to understand that I was having a lot of deep conversations about the history part. And when I was talking to my cousin yesterday night, and me and her was talking, and I was just breaking it down to her, like, we never talk about the segment. We've never done right by, what about all of the white people that died to help the slaves, that was hiding slaves in their house, right? Because we're going to realize that no matter where we were in life or where we are, there's always a place, right? There's always something for us. There's, what I mean? There's always opportunity. And I think that it's always been crazy that we spend a lot of time speaking on the atrocities and the mistreatments and how we've been done wrong on a consistent basis for generations. And I definitely don't agree with it, but I learned that we definitely don't. Where's our memorials for the names of the white families who hid black families for years, who when they got caught, they killed the mother, the father, and the children, right? What about those people that standing on business who really are ashamed of their ancestors? Like, I work with one woman, and we was breaking it down, and I was breaking it down to her, and she was just like, I'm so embarrassed of my ancestors, you know what I'm saying? And the more I dug, and I noticed that it's a lot of like white women, and then respectfully, right, they got a lot of young black men as black children, right? They got their kids are black, young black men, and young black girls are mixed, as we say, right? And they worried about what's going to happen next with the oppression, like, 'cause they know what's going on in the world, so now they digging a little more, because now that their sons are what we would call black men, right? So they got to deal with the oppression of the world and what's going on in the world today. And I started noticing the more I was building lately, like in the past 6 months, it was a lot of white women I was building with, right? So it kind of changed my perception of how open-minded some of these white women were. Like, I'm talking about in between the ages of like 40 and 30. And just having conversations, like I even had conversations with women that didn't have black husbands or black kids. And they was and had some of the same conversations about our culture as black men and black women and how they feel. And what I was noticing was that for the women that care of white women, there's a general consensus of, like, they were saying, they was like, I love you talk history, but I'm embarrassed sometimes because of what my ancestors did and how they went about living and about the things they said and how they move and the way people move in the day. And it's like, I'm embarrassed. And I have to tell some of them, like, let me ask you a question. And this how I'll be honest. I say, whether if I'm talking to white people, black people, Chinese people, whatever, I say, look, you can't get mad at the people that's proud of a history of conquering the kings and the gods, right? Because if you take it out of us being emotional in our feelings, which is not saying we wrong, but if you look at this from a logical and a logical point of view and a cultural point of view, and say, okay, if it was any race of people who conquered and took over when they was at the bottom of society at one time in history, right? They're proud of their history. Now, outside of the emotional attachment to it, it's just like the Confederate flag. When they talk about all this stuff with the Confederate, a lot of people get mad. But I got a neighbor who got one up. And I talked to him one day. He really not a bad person, but I told him, like, look, he apologized. I said, no offense taken. I know history. So I know that the Confederate, during the time of the Civil War, the Confederates, a lot of the wealthy older white men, they sent their children, like, 15 to 22. So they lost a lot of kids. There was a lot of kids fighting and young adults fighting for the Confederate, and they lost. They lost a lot of family members. So that's why they still have such an attachment and a hold to that Confederate flag. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be careful about how we go about it, and how we judge people for what they're doing. So that's why they conquer. They are proud for conquering the kings and the rulers of the universe, the teachers of civilizations, right? And so we got to understand that to them. Just like when we in school and we watching stuff like in 5th grade and 3rd grade growing up, and we watch Mississippi Burning, all them shows, and we was in class like, man, I wish one of them would say something slick today. But what we didn't realize is that we felt some way because we felt inferior. And then in the same, when, you know, if you're in Carolina where the schools is diverse, but today most schools diverse, but they was really diverse back then, where you got, you know what I'm saying, the white kids in the class, the black kids, and it's like, we looking at the white kids like, you better not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but they learned that they were conquerors that day. We learned that we was inferior and we had been conquered, and they learned that they was conquerors. So these are the things that we get mentally. And I bring all this up because I was thinking about this last night when I was having the conversations. It's just us understanding. So when she say the real black people, or that we call black people, came over to America, they came to discover it and explore it. They didn't come here on slave ships. So like I was telling my cousin yesterday, listen, regardless of what you think about me, this is my arguments with people. And before I go further, everybody who tapped into the live, whether you're on Facebook, whatever, please share the content for me to keep it growing. And I would say, you grew up in America, right? So since you was a little kid, they teach you about the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. They gave you a copy as a kid. They give me your kids copies. That's the issue. Anywhere when we live in America, where the contracts, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, right? These are the laws of the land. So how do they teach about it, but not teach about it? So in school, they teach us about it without ever giving us a copy, and we don't go through the whole Constitution. So that means that our government is doing something that's not right. It's like I tell you, I got a store, right? And I tell you the store been in the family and made me rich. And I tell you all about it, but I never take you to the store, and I never get you nothing out of the store. And I never give you no articles about other people at the time. Excuse me. Then it's bias. You get what I'm saying? So that's what really be happening in today's time. And it's sad to say, but I just wanted to play that because she's always been putting herself on the line, like the Klan and stuff where she from, they be on her and they be mad at her over a lot of this stuff. So that's why, you know, we got to be careful. Give me 1 second, y'all. My joint been geeking on me. My Instagram has not been working lately. That's what I learned. All right, I want to jump to this. We're gonna go to another part. We're gonna jump to this J Main. We're gonna watch the video. He went to O Block, and we're gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna speak about what I noticed, because I wanted to tap in on this concept because, okay, J Main, you know, he was with, for y'all that don't know the culture between, you know, in Chicago with the wars. I know everybody in America mostly know about the drill culture. That's why I thought this was good. I always be speaking, and I thought this was a great video to bring up about the culture, because J Man said he been pushing peace. So, you know, he from Ducking them side, where a lot of them on both sides was getting killed for the last 20 years. As far as like in the culture, we know the last 15, should I say, 10, 15 years, they've been killing each other. FBG Duck, you know what I'm saying? The Vons, all of that, the Tukas, you know what I'm saying? All of that. So I seen him, he been pushing peace. And lately he went to O Block, which is the neighborhood that where he come from. His homeboys, they was killing each other and they was making diss songs to each other. So he's been pushing peace, and he gets to O Block in this, and one of the younger dudes that's like 20 really like telling him like, bro, like, and I'm gonna break it down because I think it's a great video that really describes, it really explains everything that's truly going on. So let's get it.
Different rap. Welcome back to the blog. Is it a blog or is it a vlog? Let's just start there. This part 2. J Main goes to O Block part 2. It hit different. Yeah, I see we was over whooping, and we had a lot of good positive feedback from the first time. So shout out to everybody who was involved. Now we finna basically go back to the O and give back some of the whoops that I created. Let's just start though. Y'all seen the last video. Y'all seen DQ tried the whoops. I let DQ try the whoops. Now I'm linking with another upcoming artist out of O Block by the name of Ike Munna. So do y'all homework on Ike Munna inviting J Main to O Block. So what we gonna do is we in a black bulletproof truck right now. I got Lil Mike with me. He whooping.
Hey, y'all coming.
Let's start there. And guess what? I do got a surprise for the O Blockians. I do got the Lil Reese whoops, bro. Let's start there. My Stop the Violence cereal. Do we got to go there? We do got to do your research whoops. So I hope it's some kids outside. I hope I be able to bless the kids with some of these whoops. Let's just start there. It hit different. We got to pick up a couple more FYB.
Hey, yo, it make me think about when Reese, because, you know, they really family. But because of the gang wars, Reese be like, he ain't my family. Let's start there. I always think it's funny when they go back and forth. He'd be like, Reese, that's my cousin, right? They been going back at it. They really are family. But it's just the point that Reese be like, man, they daddies used to hang out real close back in the day. But I always think it's funny when the fact that he got Lil Reese on a cereal box and Lil Reese always be talking about something like, yo, that ain't my cousin. Let's start there. So they silly.
Be members, because we gonna make it a movement. Hey, J Man, you just all you push a piece by yourself. Let the world know we really on that type of time too. So we got to let the world know that we really whooping. And it's not just a one man thing. It takes a community to change the environment, bro. So you know, some good shit might rub. I might do some good shit. That shit might rub off on Lil Mike. It hit different. Let's just start there. So do y'all homework on how we whooping. Okay, and we do got security on point. Let's just start there. It hit different.
Producers, Output is having a huge sale on Arcade. You can get 30% off Arcade right now. And this
So let's start here, bro. We on our way back to O Block on bro. We finna go get another one of the guys. We already got 6-7 of the guys in there. I got Lil Mike right here on Fordham Gray. I'm right here on bro right here on Fordham. We got everybody. We making this a community thing. You catch my drift? It hit different. It take more than just J Man to push the piece on Fordham Gray. So flip the camera. Let's start there. Let's start there. We whooping. We gonna see if the last time can it go a little smoother this time. The last time I ain't get all the way in. So this time we gonna see if Ike Munna can give us a better tour of what happened the first time. Y'all know I used to live in O Block when I was little. Now it's like times change. Do y'all homework on there wasn't no gates right here. Do y'all homework on there wasn't no gates when J Man lived over there. Let's just start there. It hit different. So we whooping, bro. Let's start that. Do y'all homework on Dulles? I think we're gonna go in through Dulles interest this time. Do y'all homework on my old elementary school? Do y'all homework on John Foster Dulles School? Yeah, it's merged. They probably don't even let the kids. They probably don't let the kids have recess no more. That was the old park I used to play at. But do your homework on this? It be so much gun violence in the community that they don't even let the kids over whoop no more. Do y'all homework? Nah, it look like we coming through 600. Let's just start the it do hit.
I think what's crazy. Hold on. I think what's crazy is the fact that when you listen to the stories, if you dig into the drill culture and you really, really dig into these stories, then you start to realize that most of them like grew up in the areas that they beefing with. Like J-Man said, he grew up in O Block. Like psychologically, it's kind of crazy. Like to me, I started realizing, and one day we gonna realize Chicago is an experiment. The city of Chicago is an experiment because of what it is in the ancient times. Chicago and Memphis was the capital. That was Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt of America. So that area is a very ancient and holy place. That's why they keep it in turmoil to keep people at a crazy place. But it's an experiment. There's no way all of these kids can have all of these bodies. Multiple kids with 5, 7, 9, 10 teenagers, people with bodies who ain't going to jail unless the police in Chicago don't give a fuck about nothing and they ain't trying to solve no fucking case. That's the only reason. There's no other way. I don't care what nobody say. It's a couple things. Organ trafficking going on, so they profiting off of organs. The police don't care. The only reason why things getting solved now because of the music and the feds got involved, and also because just of how the guns are being distributed, how the switches got there, how they getting their hands on all this shit. Because there's no gun companies, there's no gun manufacturers in Chicago. Not one. So the fact that there's so many guns in Chicago, and if you know about the old documentaries, how they was walking around and they'd drop like crates of guns by the train yards and just leaving unguarded. So it was all a part of a plan to get Chicago where it is. And when you hear about all these stories, a lot of the guys who are killing a lot of the guys in these areas, like they beefing with O Block, well, he was born in O Block originally, or they beefing here, but he grew up out on this side. That's the crazy part of their story. And I always thought that was something that should be pointed out.
Different. I never did a walkthrough of 600. Yeah, I know I did the Mimo 600 interview. I think it'd be crazy if I had Mimo take me through his routes. What y'all think? Unfold them. I think I need Mimo to unfold them. Walk me through his routes. Do y'all homework on Mimo walking J Main through Steve Drive. Let's just start there. Let's figure this out. How we really finna whoop, bro? Let's start there. What we at on? What this is 60th in Indiana? Do y'all homework? Damn. Folding them. Got to be more careful. Damn. The airbag on front of my hope ain't nobody. You could die from shit like that. Like, folding be thinking, like, motherfucker think you got to be on the E-way to die. You could die on the street on Fulham Grave from a car crash on Fulham Grave. Do y'all homework. Do y'all homework on impact.
This what? This what for?
Oh, stomach ground. Do your homework, man.
What used to happen right
I
here?
don't even know nothing about this area, man. Let's just start here, man. This where it all started at, man. How you met Beauty, man? It hit different when you in the community, you run into the community. It hit different.
Haunted by a concept you've been dying to make?
I think it's a good video for us to watch research. The way this is gonna go, y'all gonna understand why.
Hey, nephew.
I said, nigga looking like one little out here.
I'm coming back to the motherfucking roots of this motherfucker. You heard? The roots. Originating motherfucker.
It's different,
You
man.
heard me?
Let's start there.
Say, let's start
Look,
there.
it's different. Look.
Yo,
Man, I ain't seen
fool,
y'all
glad.
in years, man. Look.
Good to see you, boy.
Nah, it's good to see y'all too, man.
You know,
Trying to make a little positive impact on the community and shit.
man, you ain't done nothing wrong, nephew. You doing the smartest shit you can do, man.
Nah,
Ain't shit out here, man.
Nah, appreciate it. Real talking shit.
Ain't
We
shit
finna,
out here.
We finna go to Parkway and push the piece over there and do you know I got my shit. Y'all know I got the whoops too. So let's
start there. You go with that, boy. Let's start there. You
you know I got the whoops. Let's start there, huh? It's different.
No doubt, no doubt.
Trying to do all the positive shit. Trying to keep this shit going.
That's what's up, man.
They say I miss Dulles. You know, it's Veterans Day. So, you know, Dulles ain't even in today. So I'm thinking the kids gonna be out there. Let's start there.
Right.
Now look, do y'all homework, man. We got legends right here, man. Y'all don't even know who y'all standing in front of, man. We got Colonel right here, man. Let's start there, man.
No, for sure. One and
Do
only.
y'all homework, man. It's different.
From the bottom to the top right here, you know.
It's
Born and raised here. Watch him as a little ass kid with snot in his nose. Getting them 20s and 50s, buying them Jordans and shit.
Do we gotta go there?
You heard me?
Yeah.
Love the fuck out of his motherfucking pops, my motherfucking brother. You know? Just real shit, man. Down to earth shit.
Now see, a lot of people don't know. Now put it like this. On camera, if we could talk, put it like this. To the community, I seen you give, like, let's just start there. I seen you give away a lot of the money. You did a lot of giving back before niggas was really giving back.
Well, you know, shit, motherfucker had to set the platform, nephew. You hear me? Man, you know, it ain't nothing but covered dollars, man. Niggas can't take that shit with them. You know? It's fucked up, man, how, you know, certain generations struggle. So when I was a kid like you, we had beans and rice. We going from what? Door to door. You got some bread, you got some milk, you got some butter, some sugar. Oh, my mom needed a cigarette. So that's what we was doing. So when I was coming up and we was doing what we was doing, my whole thing to make sure every motherfucker happy. Kids need clothes for school, we go get it. Kids need clothes for Christmas, we go get it. The ice cream truck show up, we buy them out. Everyone come downstairs ice cream. Every blue moon, I might throw 10, 15, 20,000 up in there for the kids.
For real.
You hear me? 2-3 times a week.
So put it like this. This one of my biggest influences coming up. Let's start there. So like I just told, like what Unc just told y'all, man, he was doing this shit, throwing 20,000 to this for the kids. So what I just told y'all, I'm trying to get his 20,000 back to the kids. That's what we doing. That's what we finna do. This 20K, we coming back, getting this shit back to the trenches. It hit different. Another thing I wanted to ask you. So over these years, how long you did when you was in the feds? How long you did?
Oh, I got 15 and a half of a 27-year bit.
27-year bit.
Yeah, that was only because, Trump signed the motherfucking bill. Other than that, my day was 2027 November.
Hey, everybody in here right now, hey, hit the like button, whatever platform you're on, and share the video for me to continue to make it grow. That's how you can help support the channel and do what I'm doing.
Damn. 2027.
So he saved me 8 years, you hear me?
Trump.
Punch Trump.
It's different.
You heard me?
It's different.
Fuck that. Kamala ain't gave motherfucking nut. And Biden ain't done shit.
See, I like the fact that like it's showing you. See, one thing that they always misjudge about us is that we very like a political people that care. And so it's a lot of people who voted for Trump. See, this is the undertone of what recently, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people. I knew it. I said it, but I kept quiet. That's why I was waiting till after the election to really start the podcast, because it was just so much BS going on. And people, even though everybody was playing this game like Kamala, like, I knew people were gonna vote for Trump because of what he had did with the jails and getting people out and the money he gave. And, she didn't spend a lot of her time. The last 8 months or so of the presidency, Biden really had stepped down. So Kamala was running the country. So she could have just put the work in and went out her way in her last 8 months instead of, she was campaigning, but she was campaigning in a way that it was kind of crazy. It's like, it almost seemed like they knew they had it, but the way she lost was so crazy. But it's just to show you, a lot of people didn't trust her. I was talking to my cousin. I talked to a lot of women who just like, I just don't trust her. A lot of black men didn't trust her. Some people was blinded by the fact that she was a woman and just wanted to see women win. But it's just proof to show you that there's some things of why the community and certain people were still so passionate about Donald Trump. Like, I'm not the biggest Donald Trump supporter or really like that. Like, I understand politics, but to me, it's just like arguing about which arm better on the body. Like, yo, what's the name? Sick, but yo, which arm you like better? You like his right arm or his left arm? It just don't make sense in that manner, right? So that's one thing about politics. So when he was saying that Trump, he got 8 years off his sentence because of Donald Trump, understand why people had voted for him, and on a deeper level, what was really going on, because people didn't trust Kamala. And I wanted to say that after what he said.
So look,
at Friendly Diamonds, ethical isn't a trend.
And I was surprised there. Like another woman said recently to me, she had the last couple months, and what did she do with it? Nothing.
What would, put it like this? When you came home, what was the bit like? You did 15 years. You come home, I'm grown. You come home, everybody grown. Lil Reese, everybody who you. So what you was first thinking when you saying all the bullshit, like all the commotion, like, man, what the fuck is going on? Like, how the fuck did you peep like everything that was going on? Or was you ain't know what the fuck was going on?
Well, it was real shocking when I got home to see how the community, done fell apart, because we had structure. And we had love, real love, and motherfuckers got their ass disciplined if they wanted in line. And that they missed that generation y'all was in and we left, that's what y'all missed. The teaching was gone, the guidance was gone, a lot of more things was gone. Due to our government acting like everybody the bad boys that want to throw the key away with everybody. So they're part of the problem too, because they ain't do no help for real. Now, look what's behind us. Motherfuckers catching Rico with all bullshit ass cases that supposed to be regular cases. Because this generation ain't no message to come in this generation. I don't agree with everything what y'all might say, but ain't no message. Just like with the children of Israel. They had to be in the wilderness for 40 years because they were disobedient. And a lot of young kids in this generation go down because they disobedient. They want to listen.
The craziest thing in the world is that he made one of the greatest points, and I ain't want to let it go too far. He said, after you came home, did you see the difference? What's different? You know what I mean? Because he went in when it was still a lot tighter still. They still had the issues. And he was like, yo, there was real love back then. This is streets. This is the reason why I had to get out the streets. Because when I was outside, like, really like that, I dealt with people that I genuinely really rock with. That's the only reason why I'd be willing to risk my life for people. Because I had to genuinely rock with these people. Like, it should be people we rock with. Those rules out the window was real love. He said if something went down, like if somebody did something to somebody who's like somebody in our team do something to somebody, you're gonna get disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Or it was consequence. So it was things also outside of you just feeling like you could do whatever you want to do, or you could say whatever you want to say. There was rules. You knew if you did something, they was gonna come find you. The older dogs or the niggas in the crew, they gonna discipline you for making them fucked up choices and decisions because they're keeping everything. That's what's missing. He was saying that this generation, and even every generation since he been locked up, he's saying like, yo, that part of the game wasn't passed down. Ain't no discipline. So there's kids in the world not getting disciplined. The streets there's no discipline in the streets. The lack of discipline in so many areas is affecting and killing us. And then we'll sit back and make excuses for everything we doing as if us not disciplining or us not chastising each other or the kids and stuff like that gonna put us in a better place. It's not. And we need to know that.
One thing about us, man, we still got big unks right there around the corner we listen to right now. Just like your goddamn granddaddy right now. We listen to him.
My granddaddy around the corner? He's still over there? I'm about to say my granddaddy over there right now.
He might be there.
He over there.
He over there?
Yeah.
We probably got to walk over there. Hit different.
But the main thing, man, you doing some good now, Phil. You can't, we playing reach one.
They ain't really saying it like that, but the reason why he like, yeah, my granddaddy over there, because of the war, he probably ain't seen him or his granddad in person in 15 years because of the war. So you can't go see your cousins. You can't even fuck with family because your family will backdoor you or get you set up and shit and this shit. That's how much this shit was out of balance. When the gangs, let me say this properly. When the gangs become more prominent than the family and true friendships, that's when shit went left. When the gangs could get you to kill your best friends, get you to turn your back on people that was there for you, that's a problem. Or just the structure in general. When the streets can have you turn on your siblings. Now, if your sibling just foul and your family did some foul to you, that's a different story. But I'm talking about to get you to go after people who you came up with in your essence. It's a problem.
One teaspoon, even if it's one. No man left behind. You know what I'm saying? Reach one teaspoon, even if it's one. A lot of motherfuckers ain't gonna listen, but some can wake up, and that's how. If you're doing that, you're doing your due diligence. You feel me?
What you feel like with me trying to bring? I don't know if y'all been seeing the movement, the Whoop movement. I've been trying to bring shit together. How was y'all able to stay out of? Because it seemed like y'all generation, y'all was getting so much money over here, y'all wasn't worried about niggas on the other block, but y'all knew niggas on the other block. So it's like, how did y'all basically stay on the money term? Like it wasn't with all this killing that's going on now. Like how did y'all stay focused on the money?
Well, this generation, man, and it's sad, but I hate to say it, it's more like, everybody want a reputation. If I ain't a gangster, if I ain't killing, they don't give a fuck about the money. Everybody don't give a fuck about the money. Me, us, that's how we was about the money. Yeah, we had our times when we gang bang and we done that, and y'all, we went through the same shit y'all went through, you feel me? But we shared a trait to a point where we got to a point where we ain't got to do that no more.
The holidays. And holiday.
You know what? I want to say this too. I want to make this statement. And a lot of the things we do, and this is a side note, right? As people, a lot of the things we do, I noticed this, right? When it comes out of friends, family, or people that's supposed to rock with us, I'm gonna make a good point about this morning because it's something that's been on my heart, right? And let me put the camera up for a second, right? And I want to make a side note. One thing we got to do is learn how to just be supportive of each other, right? We horrible at it, right? Through all these years, for example, with like a lot of musicians, people that's doing something, podcasting, what ends up happening is when your friends and people are doing stuff online, right? Because it's funny, because I know it's a lot of people when they on a certain type of time, just in general in the world today, when they on a certain type of time, everybody want people to support them and to be there for them. If they want to do something, if they in the music, they want everybody to be about their music. If they start doing something, they want everybody enthused about what they're doing. We got to have that same enthusiasm about each other and about what our friends or so-called people we support doing. The biggest part of support is helping, hitting the like button and sharing. Like I can get up on something for a minute, hit like, and then I can share it, and then I can go about my day, right? But I noticed that because I noticed a lot of people through years. Let's say I'm trying to chop it up with them about whatever I'm doing, and then I notice years later when they doing it, they like, yo, man, rock with me. Hey, man, do this, da da da. What I be looking for at my age when it come down to music, the podcast, right? When it come down to doing stuff like we got to be enthusiastic about doing the stuff for others that we want done for ourselves in the same way. Like whenever I get something, I've always thought about how can I help my friends, right? How can I help people around me? What they doing, how we can meet in the middle and make some things to get more views, to do whatever we can do, connect them dots. But everybody don't think like that. So sometimes just something as simple as watching and sharing. Listen, if your people is dropping stuff to you in your inbox, if your people is hitting you, if they tagging you every day on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, if you see them every day posting them, you're not their friends and you don't support them if you do not share their content daily and do stuff like that, because that's what it takes. Unfortunately, right, and this for all my dreamers, because my show dedicated to the dreamers and the historians and the intellectual minds. Listen, if they can't take a couple minutes out their day to share it or to be a part of what you're doing, like, people at work, you got that going on, but just coming back, checking it out, giving you feedback, this and that. Know the difference between the people that's there for you and the people that's around, or the people that want something from you or see a benefit of being around. And that's not a shot at anybody. I'm just saying that, remember, whether if it's my show, your situation, the music, whatever you do in life, you need people to support you. The issue is that we don't support each other. So when we see each other going live and stuff, that's something very important that I wanted to express. Is that we have to be better at that, right? When we want these things to happen, right? We want all of this. And let me see which one I got on the screen. We want all of these things to work, right? So you see on this one, if you want somebody like, in order for me to do this consistently every day, on a back to back, to be able to sit still and do this, I always say for years, people hit me and say, dude, man, what happened to the convos? We got to be willing to support, just to like and share. For those who want it to be more and bigger, you could always donate to the Cash App or do whatever you can to help. A share and a like is cool to me in any way possible, right? Because that's all I asked for. I never really was into it to just try to get money. But in order for people to be passionate and to do stuff like what I'm doing with the history, or to break down and to have these conversations and touch on these topics, but to be able to give it to you consistently, whether on any channel, any station, any team, dedication, sharing, helping, donations, all of this stuff help, right? But more importantly, just time, right? Y'all know me, I never been up here for years. People ask me to do the podcast and they get more in tune with what we doing. But I used to always feel some way because I say, man, I can't charge my people for teaching them what's rightfully theirs or putting them back in point, because the information is theirs already. But it's the time, right? And not just for me, because it's not a personal thing. If you got friends that drive trucks, selling dogs, anything, if you see what they're doing, help them, right? If you got siblings, you know what I'm saying, kids, and you see that they're compassionate about what they do and they doing it every day, and they consistent with it, and they really love what they do and they good at it, support them. You know what I'm saying? When we don't support them, that's how they can't be successful. And I ain't want to sidetrack it, but it's something that definitely needed to be said, because I just feel like that's what's missing right now. Like, does it matter to support each other anymore? Right? Anything's possible, but why do us as creators or the people of our community have to get support by complete strangers in order to be successful? Just think about it.
Everybody took L's. We lost some hell of a guys back then. We were shot. It's just sad to see this community now losing them rapidly. We ain't lose brothers like how they being lost these days. And that's the hurting part. You feel me? And that's the hurting part, bro. So now we need young brothers like you to rub them elbows with them old guys that you didn't have bonds with, didn't have relationships with. Because it was easy for us. When the motherfuckers say from the top, man, that shit over with.
Yeah, fact.
Ain't none of that. You can jump out there you want to. You going to the hospital. And that's real shit. So when you don't have that, what you have disobedience. And shit like this happening. You know what I'm saying? 11-year-old, 12-year-old. They think it's all about killing at a young age. Ain't nobody killing for fun, man. We trying to protect ourselves when we have to, yeah. But for fun, nah.
But see, when I was in film school, it was the book called Art of Play. And it was about how and I always bring this up, a book about how we were told when we get older to put our toys away. But the book proved emotionally and psychologically that when we do that, we become mentally unstable. And this is where depression comes from. We was never supposed to put our toys away, technically. If that's what you love doing and they gave you a sense of bliss or peace, then that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? But he was like, the point of the book was like, you know, fun. They're selling fun. Even though you see the young boys in the video and they holding the Glocks up and they dancing with it and they got the straps and they playing with it like it's a guitar and they doing all of this, two-stepping, everything, smoking blunts, drinking lean. The reason why it's so effective on the children is because it looks fun. Nothing sells like fun, right? I give you an example in music. The #1 selling single of all time that beat Michael Jackson joint was that Flow Rider. They get low. When people went to the club, they just lost their mind and went crazy. Nothing sells like fun. You know what I'm saying? Laughter, comedians, nothing sells like it. The biggest rap records are dance records where people can have fun to it. So when you can take something deadly and make it and market it as it's fun, because the rap videos, what they did, we started with Chief Keef, they like 14 to 16, but they standing there with their shirts off, bobbing, you know what I'm saying? Then it went to the guns and all this in the videos. And what it did was now it took the in our generation, it was like we seen 18 and up with they were the ones that was being marketed, like the grown-ups as we seen it. Then they put the spotlight right in the children's hands. And now the kids who grew up, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, now they 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? And in their reality, from the music shapes the world in the mind. It's the only thing that can penetrate the subconscious that you can't block out is music. You can control what you watch, but you can't control what you hear. Meaning that if you hear it, it'll sit in your psyche and control how you feel and how you think. So when we see the kids, they killing right now because the music industry made it look fun, right? The videos, right? The dancing, the two-stepping, the picking on each other, right? And J-Man gonna speak on this a little bit, like why he did it, but that's why, because the point is they made it look fun, and that's what's getting the kids.
Being locked up, the same guys we was into it with were the same guys protecting us, and we protecting them. Because it's different when you're in them fed joints, and you got 200 motherfuckers in here from DC and another motherfucker 500 over here from Baltimore and vice versa. So every head count. And now we together and we become brothers of the same struggle again. You feel me?
So let me ask you this. After all this shit that done happened, you done been to the feds and then you done came home and you done seen how this shit play out. How do you feel about the older heads from off Eberhard and off Vernon and shit like that? How do you feel about those guys?
Well, you have to remember something. Before I left, us and them guys, we was already out of, settle neutral zone. A respect thing. And even if it did get wild, man, y'all stay on y'all side, we stay on our side. So we won't have to worry about colliding and doing all that crazy stuff. But for the most part, we was all cool before I left. Big brothers like Dale, a couple more of them guys, we was all cool before we left.
Long live.
Everybody was getting money. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was getting money.
Let me show you how to block this ad. First, you're gonna click on this video, then you're gonna download Pi. It's an ad blocker that's
I can't look at some shorties who now this 20 years later, and I'm into it with the shorties, and these my nephews, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's some kin to somebody, no matter how you look at it. You know how it was at that building? Family. These niggas, they nephews. Hey, I'm put the belt to ass, get upstairs. All right, you booking it, right? Okay then, that's how it was. We don't have that no more. When we was little, everybody whooped our ass till I got to the upstairs to the crib to mama. Well, what you do then? Well, mama, he said, get in there, I'm gonna whoop your ass too. So that's how it went. That was a real community love there. No matter what, no matter who got high, who got drunk, who done what they done, guess what? We still love them and respect them, and we protect them. No matter what.
Man, y'all heard this right here first, man. C-Mac, man, Colonel, man. We got, man. Hello, man. Let's just start up, man. Hold on, one more time, man.
You know
Welcome home, man. Look, I would never. I've been seeing you on Facebook and getting into it, man. The whole time I've been wanting to tap in about. I see you been getting to that money on that, but I'm like, I'm still the same, man. It hit different.
Ain't nothing changed, man. Just a different game plan.
Let's start there.
Cause the other shit dead. You heard me?
Nah, real talk, real talk.
Dead, bro.
Real talk.
Hey, I love how he broke it down. I love how he went about it. It's kind of like he was saying the same guys we was getting into it with in the streets when we in the feds. He was saying how you got the DC car, the people from New York, New Jersey, Cali, they gonna click together. But then on a deeper level, that's one level. Then on another level, you got the Aryans who trying to kill the blacks. And then you got the Hispanics that's at war with the blacks in the feds and in the prison system. So the same people you at war with in the streets is the same people that you're going to have to depend on to protect each other in the feds in order to, life is crazy. That's a full 360. But that's when we start to realize, and depending on what environment you come from, like, it's intentional, right? The way Chicago is, this is the product of an experiment. I keep saying this. This is clearly an experiment. What happens if you let the people govern themselves, the gangs are in mass control, and you don't solve crimes? Now things begin solved because now it's federal. So the feds are in Chicago, meaning that they made it federal. Clearly nobody doing their job. I keep saying that.
It do hit different. I think we gonna you gonna walk with me to Parkway? How y'all whooping?
I can't right now because I'm waiting on somebody.
Okay, that's
we gotta rotate.
Okay, that's a bet. Love.
No doubt. Y'all be careful for real, man.
That's a bet. You already know. Look.
Everything should be good though. You feel me?
Okay, that's a bet.
All right, love, man. All right, y'all.
I just saying, it hit different when you just see Colonel. Let's start there. When you go back to your roots, it hit different. Hold on, let just do y'all homework. Come on. This stuff we gonna have like kids. Do your homework. Buildings right here. Look, do your homework on little kids. Do your homework on the big kids playground used to be over here. Look. Big kids playground used to be over there. Do your homework on the basketball rim. Do your homework, bro. Let's start there. This was like the back of the building on Fulton Gray. Do your homework on the back of the building. Do your homework on my used to be in the back shooting dice back there. Let's start there. Bro, you'd be able to come back and it's like
I'll skip up a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I want to show you and then get to the next thing I brought. So we're going to show you they going through O Block. And so it's going to get real as far as like real combos. So boom. Let's go here. As J Main would say, let's start there. All right? But peep this. This reason why I brought the video to y'all.
Let me get some. Let me get some wood.
Yeah, I gotta try. We back at Dallas. And hit double.
Hey, listen, the brothers trying to make peace. Alhamdulillah, represent that Muslim mag. You know, we Muslims without peace, right? Yeah, for sure. If I want y'all to do what they mean, don't lock it up. Make peace right here, man. That's how we come.
Cool. Damn, you big as hell in person, boy. Let's start it out.
Ike Money.
Look, Ike Money, I'm right here with these rooms. I got.
Come on, let's get in the street. They tripping. Come on, let's go to the street.
Yeah, what bum them at?
Hey, what's that, Knock? How you coming? Where you been, man? Come see me.
Yeah. I was thinking. Okay, that's a bit.
Gotta get off this school premises.
Yeah, we finna go right through the gate.
Huh?
2023. We got Black Mike the Bob out here.
How you doing, brother?
I told you it was gonna be kids out here. Let's start there. It's kids out here. We pushing peace. We stopping this battle.
Yeah. Ike, yeah.
Leave it there.
Ike.
Okay. Smoke over here. What's up, brother? How you feeling?
Hey, look.
Love you too, bro. What you finna do? Something about my kids. How you feeling? What's up, bro? How y'all feeling?
Let me get one box for my nephew.
Let's start there.
Yeah, get that to my nephew. Where you at?
Jojo! Come here!
That's Fleet's son.
Come here, Joe!
Fleet's son.
Straight up?
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you get a box of whoop. Let's start there.
Yeah, come on. Get us in. Come on.
Last time I ain't make it in. Let's start there. You really put your piece.
I got you.
Let's start here. Oh, that's the sound I used to do. Yeah, I had my first fight right here. Nigga different.
He said,
I gotta go there. I had my first fight. What's up, bro? How y'all feeling? Y'all want some whoops? Who got milk over here? Look, we finally got the little Reese whoops on old block. Man, these real whoops. Don't do that. Don't do that. These is real whoops. These are real whoops. Can we get back out? Can we get back out this gate? Let's start there. Once we come in, Ike Mana. Now can we get out? Let's start there.
Oh, they go Fleet's right there.
Straight up. Okay. Let's start whoops in the old Let's start there.
Right here. We brought the brother J Man over, right? Y'all know we Muslims, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And we push your peace, right, bro? We go lock it in and push peace with the brothers, man. That's cool. Bring your brother. We represent Muslimatic. That's what Muslims do, right? Alhamdulillah.
Doing it different. You know I had to bring the little Reese whoops over here. Please don't look like that. Don't look like that. Don't look like that. You know I had to bring the Stop the Violence whoops over here. Let's start there.
Do your research. He's not my cousin.
He ain't different.
Who made this box?
Yeah. These Reese's Puffs.
Nah, these real whoops, though. We ain't even whoops.
Go to the main side.
We ain't whoops like that. Now look, we in the hole right now. I gotta wait till police walk back over here. I gotta wait. Oh, okay, on the body.
Damn, it's cold.
It's cold. Oh, the show is cold. Okay, they got.
I'm like rock fly.
Okay, let's start there.
So, for everybody that want to know what's going on right now, so you know, J Man and them was with Duck. So these have been killing each other for a minute, right? They've been at war with each other for a minute, years. And so he's been trying to push peace. So that's why the Muslims brought him to O-Block. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, they saying Durkee gave him the blessings like a minute ago, but a lot of people trying to say J-Man won't being real, so he in O-Block now. You see when they dapped him up, like even Gleech, they kind of like, because it's hard to make peace with people that you know killed personal friends. Like they got 20, 30, 40, 50 friends that's dead since they was 12, 13 years old, and they've been killing each other. So it's personal. You know what I mean? And so I just wanted y'all to just pay attention to the body language. And with this conversation get real, but it get real in a way that there's no way peace can be pushed without having these real conversations.
Coming, man. You know we Muslims, like we pushing peace, bro. You know that. What's up, man? I got a bone to pick with you out there. Everything over, I got a bone to pick with you, Mike, boy. No, I'm gonna talk later.
Where he at?
Yeah, I can show y'all what.
How you coming, bro?
We making history right now. Y'all feel it? We making history right now. What we doing? We taking our community back home. That's what we doing. The kids gonna be able to come outside. Y'all see all the kids out here whooping. That's what we're doing. Y'all see what's going on?
Breeze kind of biting a little bit. Yeah.
Start here. Let's break this down. We in O-Block right now. Now we trying to end these trends of smoking niggas dead at home. We trying to end. I don't be smoking nobody. But put it like this: I'm talking to the older generation. Vice versa. Same thing go for this side, that side, every side from Chicago. Ain't no big ass little you. I feel like we let the smoking dead people trend go too far. I feel like now we got 63rd and O-Block. Why is we still whooping like that? Right. You catch my drift? So I feel like it starts with us, and we set the example for the shorties. Maybe they'll pick it up, maybe they won't. But I feel like
I got a question though. Why y'all decided to set the example when we were shorties?
I take that. I take that.
Like, when we were shorties, like you know, like all that, like the dissing and stuff. You know, them our people, like them, his cousins, our brothers and stuff. Like, and it's stuff that you done said that like, it's like that shit is like, it's just some people that don't let go of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, real talk.
But it's like if you was gonna do it, I just feel like y'all should have been there instead of doing it now. Like when the internet involved, like all like the songs, all that. I feel like if we really want to do it and like push it the right way, all the songs, that shit gotta get deleted. You know what I'm saying? Like we got.
He said, why? If you serious about it, basically, like, why you ain't start pushing this back when, you know what I mean, in your generation? Like, bro, 20, J-Man 30, you know, ducking them like 35, 36, right? So that's my generation. And he like, why y'all ain't start pushing this then? Because it's people that live out here who you personally, talking about J-Man and people on your side done dissed us, who are, you know what I'm saying, and that's his cousin or his mom or his sister or his whatever, right? But then you got to remember too, like everything bruh saying is so real. But at the same time, it's kind of like when you really think about it, like, but bruh, you know that this dissing started in O-Block, right? As far as like globally. Now only they know who really started doing the dissing and the name joking. But they both were victim of it, not just one side. So everything Ike Munna say, it really apply to both sides. And I realize how smart this young dude is. You know what I'm saying? This young man is really intelligent, even though he's in the street.
Homies that died young, and they mama might have heard them say something. They just a grown man, my son was 18, 19. He died, like, even though like everybody be doing what they doing, do they look dirty on their own, but it's like I just feel like it's like when it's respect for like the mamas and shit like that, it should be like I feel like a public apology to like the parents or like even these people, kids and stuff. That should be like that's real needed. You know?
On my kids, if they ain't heard me once, but this is not my first time apologizing, I apologize if you ain't heard it, bro.
I ain't never heard it.
Right here in person, I'm at O-Block. I apologize to y'all for any type of way that y'all may heard me speak, feel on y'all brothers over these years, bro. It hit different. We brothers at the end of the day.
Yeah, so.
And I feel like vice versa.
It go both ways.
Hey, yeah, I just be looking at Glee's face. Like it's hard to digest. Like I respect him for doing it, but it's hard to digest if you really understand. Especially when you got friends killed personally, and it's real hard to digest. And he like a public apology to people mama. That's including Tuka mama too. Because remember, while you saying all of this, the question I would have as if I was involved in this would be like, bro, let me ask you a question. You got them O Block chain on. That's Vaughn got them, right? Vaughn was dissing everybody. Like Vaughn was dissing Tuka on the regular and all of these people, right? Was you telling Vaughn this same situation? Do you tell your big homies and the niggas around you, do you have the same conversation with your big homies? Or are you quiet about it and feel like you obligated or got the right to say this to me? Because you from the other side, respectfully, because like, mind you, everything he's saying, if he would go to 63rd, they will want to know the same thing. So that's why I think that on both sides, and then I also realized that the difference in this interview is J-Mane apologized. I don't see nobody from O Block saying like, yo, I apologize. It's kind of like we selfish as people, just like whether in our factions and our labels in the street and our gang, niggas is selfish. So we'll be mad about what niggas did to us, even though we inflicted a whole bunch of trauma and pain on other niggas' mothers too. Other people's siblings, family members, right? So I definitely agree with Ike Money perspective, but at the same time, I hope he understands that the same thing that he's saying goes for his side too, because it's kind of like, yo, bro, a public apology. Y'all owe Tuka and mama a public apology too, right? Y'all owe a lot of people apologies too. It's a lot of dissing and how I went about it that started on y'all side too, right? There's a lot of killing. It can't just be like, I love his mindset because he addressing it because that's how people feel. But I just pray that he truly understands that the bigger point of this whole conversation is that I hope he understands that his side is accountable for everything he's saying. The finger got to get pointed back at you and your team as well, if y'all really pushing peace.
So just like how you... what?
All your songs, that shit's on YouTube?
Yeah, songs on YouTube.
If you push a piece, take that shit down, brother. That's the first step. All this camera shit ain't about nothing. That's the first step, brother.
The song, it should be vice versa on both sides then,
yeah,
right?
for sure. That's what I'm saying.
Like, how old you is?
I'm 30, man.
I'm 20.
And that's Shoebox, baby. So both of them is like upcoming young rappers from O Block. You know what I'm saying? So I like what they asked them, but the question, see, J-Mane was out there by himself. If he was with a team of niggas, like, see, this the issue. If he came out there with the Muslims and not the streets, because you're going to need mediators, because the thing is, the Muslim brothers, you got to let them speak their mind, because that's how they truly feel. The only understanding is, bro, if you feel like that, see, us as being the next generation supposed to lead them, we supposed to, what he doing is right, the brother in the middle. You know what I'm saying? What he doing is right. I'm gonna listen, speak how you feel, and you deserve to be heard, and you can, and whatever you feel, we gonna listen. We gonna hear you out, right? We gonna respect what you say because we understand the trauma and how this has affected you in the neighborhood. We understand it, but at the same time, we gotta give y'all understanding as well, because that's just one side of the table for y'all feelings, because the same emotions that y'all got is on this side too. So I need y'all to understand that but when it's their turn, I need you to be just as willing to listen to what their pain is and how their perspective is with an open mind, the same way that you want to be heard right now, right? And so when he said, yo, right now you pushing peace, right? Did you take them songs down? But I get it, because Shoebox Baby asking him, like, when you saying you really pushing peace, did you clean your resume of all of the sins? Like when you say I'm changing my life, when you take your shahad, right, in Islam, or if you get baptized in Christianity, right, then that means from that day forward, you wash yourself of all of the sins and you confess all your sins to the world, and you start living righteous, and you're not that no more. So I respect what Shoebox saying on a spiritual level, because that's real. If you really gonna push peace and saying, and you doing all of this, then take all them songs down that's still online that you on, that you dissing, especially the ones that you control of. If you ain't got no deals and you independent, you know what I mean? Take all that down. And the question J-Mane should have asked was like, all right, well, I know you got Vaughn and Dirk and everybody in O Block. You know, I can't, that's step one. If I just go and say I apologize and take everything down, that's only me and my guys, the motherfuckers with me that's doing it. Well, what about what y'all rapping about now? Y'all gonna, you know what I'm saying? What about what Vaughn had out on them albums? Y'all gonna take it down? What about what some people in O Block still right now? Y'all gonna take it down? Are y'all willing to make the same things y'all asking for? Is my question. Man to man.
Y'all had a chance to do it when we were shorties. Like me and my people, we were shorties at one point in time. Y'all had a chance to, like, you could have, like, what made you do it now? That's what I'm saying. Like, why now? Like, you see what I'm saying?
There's a generation coming up from under you.
That's what I'm saying. But that generation under me done heard you say some stuff too. You see what I'm saying? Like, these ain't no real little kids. These people that's been around, like we a family over here. Like, I don't know how y'all do it up, but like when one person died or how it is, it's like everybody feel it. Then we hear somebody like just saying some shit like, damn, that should be both. Like, even though it be on both sides, but it's like I said, some people don't let go of shit. And it was like people died young, and these are our childhood friends, and we done heard y'all say stuff. Y'all probably didn't, I don't know, you see what I'm saying? But I just feel like, yeah, that part is like the songs and shit, like maybe start taking that shit down. Doing that shit. Then
I agree with that. I can take songs, put it like this. Any song dissing any black brother the way J Mane coming right now, any dissing, tarnishing black image. I don't know if y'all ain't been following my movement, but I don't even like play shit. I don't even really be playing that type of shit no more. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the beats. I know I can rap, catch my drift, and I know it's a million other motherfuckers in the world that like it. That's why they was playing that shit. But at the end of the day, I was degrading black people at the end of the day. So that shit not what we on right now. And to change the narrative on Put 'em Gray, I'm with it.
Yeah,
Fuck them songs, gang. Fuck them songs. Them songs ain't about shit, bro.
Yeah, so what, like, then five, like, alright, so, like, when you was doing that shit back then, like, that shit made you feel good doing that shit, or was it like?
Oh, that shit was always to feed my family, so it never had nothing to do with none of like the person. Some people I was dissing, bro, I didn't even know who they was, to be honest.
See, like that's what I'm saying right there. Like, this part what I'm saying. Like, it's people that died young.
So it was goofy shit.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was. You might have been younger, but it's like I just feel like me, like the mindset I got. I'm 20. I've been having a grown mindset since I was like 15, 16. So I know like how to be mature and not like. I feel like all that shit was immature. Like that shit was.
It was. On my baby.
Yeah, all that shit was lame. Like, bro, like even like with the shit, especially like when it came to talking about the females, like, you know, Keita, like all that, like that shit was. I feel like that was just doing too much. It's like, what did this girl do to y'all? You see what I'm saying? Like, what did this girl ever do to y'all? You feel? It's like I ain't had no point. Like, you probably doing that shit to get laughs, get views, get money, but it's like you could have did this shit and still been the same way. Fuck this and all that. You could have pushed Pete from the start. If you would have, I'm telling you, like when all your guys were alive and shit back then, I feel like if you would have started pushing Pete, like that shit probably would have been bigger than what it is now. Like it probably would have been like way like, damn, he stopped this shit early. Bigger than J Mane, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is.
That's all the blame, but put it like this.
So he asked, bro, he said, when you was doing this shit back in the day and y'all was dissing each other, did y'all, like, did it make you feel good? Like, you know what I'm saying? But see, these are why these conversations got to be fair, because J Mane really know he outnumbered technically. So the real question that he should have asked back was, well, how did y'all feel respectfully? When y'all play, right, y'all still bunting the niggas from the O when y'all listen to Vaughn and all of them. How y'all feel? Because my memory served me correctly, I think the first person that really got dissed on like a main like publication was the O Block niggas with Chief Keef. So that's why I said every question he asked them, I felt like it was a great question, but why wasn't he addressing it on both sides? Now I know he probably didn't mean it that way, but they understood his person how he feel, like, yo, how you feel about this and why Keita, right? Because they saying, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was dissing Keita, Ruger, Duck, all of them, right? But once the game going and killing back and forth and all of this, it's going, both sides got to be accountable. You asked him, did it feel good? Did it feel good when Vaughn was screaming it in every song? Huh? Do it feel good when niggas in O Block is screaming it now? Like, these are the questions. Right? But that's why people like me and the people that do podcasts who break that shit down, they got to understand it. Why J Mane did a good job at allowing them to express itself and really keeping the narrative, allowing to hear how they feel. But J Mane still gonna have pushback from his side about it. But he was smart enough not to go over there with guys from his side who's still active. Why? Because certain questions and certain angles would have caused a little more attention. Not that bro wrong. because he was asking them to be straight. But if it's a bunch of real people around, they're gonna say, well, the same thing for y'all. Like, answer the same questions as you ask them. And right now you got your older niggas, some of them standing around, let them speak up, because there's some stuff you don't understand at 20.
Because that's why I tell people though.
Catch all man. It's just like you one of the main ones that like.
And I get it though. I get it though. On my baby, I get it.
And he right here, right now, trying to settle the peace though. We got to give respect where respect is due, right? Whatever been going on,
because how many niggas done did this? Even tried to even.
He extended his hand to accept the peace, and us as Muslims, we're going to accept his hand. You know what I mean? Palms up, we're going to accept his hand. Palms up.
And I appreciate y'all for letting us coming over here.
You know what I mean? So again, like you said, you spoke, you can't speak. That's your proof. Ain't nobody take that from you, right? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we got to start somewhere, man. So we got to start somewhere. And if we don't start right here.
We all from the same community, bro. They always try to divide this shit, bro. I went to Dulles too. Let's start there.
All of us as Muslims, we got a lot leading us, right? So with a lot of victories ashore, Allah said, you just convey the message and I handle the rest. You see what I'm saying? Allah gonna put it together. It ain't on us. This is what Allah wants. So alhamdulillah, you definitely got what you want. You have every right to feel the way that you feel.
Take your time with your feelings.
But at the end of the day, you're gonna still be men.
So I got a question.
And we still hold on now. We're gonna be men, all right? You know? Yeah. At the end of the day, we're gonna be men, and we gotta still look for the kids that's still out here. All right. We gotta raise them the right way. It's gonna have to start right now. So why can't start with us right now? With all the little brothers right here, right now, let's make a piece. Let's make a point right now that we don't stop. Brothers that's agreed to everything that you actually agree to. Alhamdulillah. No, listen. Even put me on a deep
he got me on DJ. He can't do this shit. Got no say so. I ain't got no respect for him. I love you. I love you. But you doing it for me though. Turn the cameras out.
Of course, everything went left, right? And my point of bringing this video to you was just talking about what's going on in Chicago, right? Hold on, let me switch this video. Now, listen. I think it was a good attempt in some sense, and it was one of the best ways I ever seen them really try to go about it, because J-Mane really was involved on 63rd side as far as, like, you know, everybody know that. So he began a lot of pushback from his side, but at the same time, if he's serious about it, I condone J-Mane for making the strides and steps. Now, E-Dog, who got mad at the end, J-Mane had told the story. If y'all know him, y'all know he's funny. And he was saying that he seen E-Dog years ago leaving the barbershop, and they both walked to their car. E-Dog, he said he got in, and he basically drove off real fast. And, you know, he was talking a lot of junk, you know what I'm saying? And that's why E-Dog was so mad. Like, it's not funny, but it is funny, because if you know the video, then let me see if I can find it, just so y'all can see. Y'all gonna die laughing before I move forward. So I understand what that was about. He was on a DJU interview, and he was telling DJU about he's like, man, I heard O-Dog was a killer, but you know that J-Mane always been like a comedian, right? And that's what this was about. He kind of like embarrassed them on a big platform in Chicago. So last night I was trying to find. Let me see if I can find it. I might not find it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We gonna find it for a second. Yeah, let me see. See if we can find this thing.
Do you know what's really fun? Like,
so yeah, this is the video right here. Y'all gonna die laughing. Listen.
Oh, on Cottage Grove. A lot of niggas died on Cottage Grove.
You might get shot.
Cottage, you might get shottage is crazy, bro. Let's start there. What was J Main doing? What's right here on Cottage Grove, J Main?
$100 line.
This the shop.
$100 line.
This the shop, bro.
From the Met building. He's from the Met.
This the shop. But guess what?
The bar.
That shop ain't always used to be on Cottage, DJU. That shop used to be on King Drive, bro. It hit different.
It hit different when
it hit different when you move the shop to where? Do your homework on the young money is, bro.
Do your homework. Do your homework, DJ.
Do your homework on the young money is, bro.
Where is that at on Cottage, DJU?
Take, baby.
Where is that at? 65th.
65th for Cottage. That's but you know they be through the whoop. You know they be through the whoop, but it really be on the Minerva once you do your homework.
When you go over, but this way this shit is at.
But they be all this they main street, bro. This
I'm definitely learning a lot right now, Professor J Man. I got my pen.
Okay, you do got your notepad.
And I'm taking my notes for sure. I'm doing my homework.
Now, let's start here, bro.
Shout out 051 Kiddo.
I can't.
No, those is two different young monies, bro.
Oh, that is what you said.
65th.
Okay.
Do your homework.
Do your homework on the Y, bro. This is a Y, DJU.
Kiddo, he 051.
This is a Y. They have to know what a Y is. This is a Y, bro.
Right.
And this is what Lil Reese them do.
They be dropping. Right. All right, go ahead, gang.
Why my cousin be doing that? Disrespecting them people, bro. It hit different. But do he drop the Ys for 65th?
Nah.
No, he dropped for 051.
051 who?
Young Money.
Young Money, bro. Young Money. Well, who? Who you just said? Who from over there?
Kiddo.
Yeah, you got Kiddo.
That's a J Man.
Oh, that's a big one.
Lil Mark.
The Grave Digger, Melly.
Trilla. Big A.
All right, so what happened after that?
Do your homework on these whoops. It hit different. Now, you asked me when I was coming out this barbershop, bro. Yeah, I seen E-Dog. Yeah, I seen
E-Dog, he not from Young Money, is he? He from O-Block, right?
Do your homework on how far you got to travel to get from Cottage to where?
King Drive.
Down the street.
King Drive.
Don't be ridiculous.
O-Block. Do your homework on these whoops, bro. Do your homework. O-Block, bro. It's right down the street from Cottage. It's different when you ain't got to go that far, bro. So I guess an old Blockian decided to travel down the street, bro. What he do? He got dreads, DJU. Guess what's by this shop?
It's a hair salon.
It's another shop. Do your homework on another shop. that J Main don't go to. J Main go to this shop. Do your homework on what shop J Main go to, bro. It hit different. It do hit different, bro. J Main go to this whoop, bro. Shout out Los. Do you know Los? I'll bug the fuck up.
You don't know about Hellas on Drive? You don't know about Hellas?
It hit different, bro. Now, I guess one day J Main is what? What is this the middle of? This the middle of the street. It hit different. J Main finna get in the whoop. I'm finna get in the whoop. I'm finna get in the whoop. This a whoop.
Okay, that's big truck.
I'm finna get in the whoop. I know Blockian sees J Main.
Where you at?
J Main is coming out his shop.
Oh, you just came out and he see you now.
He see FYB J Main.
Okay, break it down. What happens at this point? As he sees you, does he say anything or what happens?
He see FYB J Main. Do y'all homework.
I never miss.
On what? Pump faking. Do your homework on pump faking, bro. Do your homework on the Chicago nigga pump faking. Ah, bug the fuck up.
Like Kobe or D Wade.
Do you?
Like Kobe or D Wade.
Ah, bug the
How
fuck.
serious is it?
He got that look in his eye. It hit different. Yeah. He got that look in his eye.
But what he do?
So I guess I pump fake, bro. On E-Dog, they told me he was a killer. It different. I gotta be aware of him. I gotta keep my eyes on him. If you see him, J-Man,
they say he on that.
He on that. So I had to pump fake. Bro.
So what's he on that?
E-Dog seen J-Man. He ain't want no smoke. Why? Because I upped that bitch. But did I really hide that bitch crazy? I ain't hide that bitch crazy.
The Pokemon one on you?
I never had my what?
Gotta have your Charizard.
No Pokeball, bro.
Gotta have your Charizard.
No Pokeball. It hit different when I ain't got my Pokeball on. And I see an old block in at this time period in my life. It hit different.
And I ain't gonna waste that time no more, but bro, it's just stupid, bro. The point was he said he seen him and he ran, so that's why when he was in O Block, bro was still mad about this interview he did. And it was a minute ago, but he was still mad about it. Like, yo, I want to smack you right now. But that's why. We gonna change the scene a little bit. Right now, we get to the point where I thought this was super interesting, right? Because y'all know that I like to talk about relevant things to get everybody blood going. I do history. We'll do love conversations of everything. We do spiritual conversations. But this was an interesting video about where they see what cameras was seeing things leave a body when people pass. And I thought that was interesting. So this is, left field, but, everybody who tapped in, we investigate everything.
Stories of souls, spirits, and the afterlife have been cast aside as nothing more than folklore. But what if these ancient tales have more truth than we thought? There are real encounters where ghosts and spirits are captured on camera, leaving behind undeniable proof. From shadowy figures over the body at accident scenes to misty apparitions moving, here are 16 chilling instances of souls leaving the body, captured in haunting detail. Number 16, a shadowy figure, the helicopter departure. In March of 2021, a tragic accident involving an American citizen led to a rush against time. The critically injured individual was rapidly airlifted to a hospital for immediate care. During the helicopter's departure, something eerie was caught on camera. An unexplained shadowy figure seemed to emerge from the helicopter as it took off. Moments after this event, the patient was sadly pronounced dead, leading many to wonder if this shadowy form was the person's spirit leaving their body. This incident sparked discussions among those who believe in supernatural occurrences, particularly during moments of intense trauma. There have been several accounts of shadowy figures or ghostly apparitions appearing during similar tragic events. Some researchers even propose that extreme emotional or physical pain can manifest in such mysterious forms. It's crucial to approach this story with a balanced view. Without concrete evidence or specific details, it's difficult to say for certain whether the figure was truly a spirit or simply a visual anomaly. Factors like lighting, camera angles, or even reflections could explain what was seen. If further documentation or reports emerge, they could shed more light on this strange occurrence and deepen our understanding of these unexplained phenomena.
Stop letting them increase your rates. I used to let them raise my car insurance every year until I found this huge loophole.
Without concrete evidence or specific details, it's difficult to say for certain whether the figure was truly a spirit or simply a visual anomaly. Factors like lighting, camera angles, or even reflections could explain what was seen. If further documentation or reports emerge, they could shed more light on this strange occurrence and deepen our understanding of these unexplained phenomena. Number 15, the heroic rescue and a supernatural encounter. On November 21, 2020, a brave man was faced with an urgent, heartbreaking situation. A stray dog was struggling to stay afloat in the fast-moving river at a quarry site. Without hesitation, he attempted to save the helpless animal. As the man fought desperately against the strong currents, he was quickly overpowered. Despite his heroic efforts to save the dog, the powerful flow of the river, onlookers were left in shock, watching helplessly as the tragic scene unfolded. Among the crowd was a woman who, sensing the gravity of the situation, instinctively pulled out her phone and began recording. Little did she know that this footage would reveal something far beyond anyone's expectations. When she played back the video, she couldn't believe her eyes. Amid the swirling chaos of the river, a bright, white figure, unmistakably human-shaped, floated above the water. The woman was convinced that what she had captured on camera was the man's soul, leaving his body in those final moments. She swore that the footage was completely untouched and had not been tampered with in any way. It was an undeniable glimpse into the afterlife, a rare window into the moment a soul departs from this world. While this supernatural encounter was unfolding on camera, search and rescue teams were racing against time. The rescuers were finally able to retrieve the man from the river. After his courageous attempt to save the dog, the man became the third person to drown in this dangerous river. The haunting sight of the white silhouette, combined with the heartbreaking end to the rescue, left witnesses questioning the fragility of life and the mysteries after death. Number 14, White Orbs and Angels, a Final Farewell. In a heart-touching video from 2013, titled White Orbs and Angels, a Final Farewell, Janice Whitmer captured a moment that many believe reveals something otherworldly. Filmed in a Nashville, Tennessee hospital, Janice documented her mother's final moments before passing away at Baptist Hospital. In the video, mysterious white orbs can be seen hovering around Janice's unconscious mother. Janice firmly believes these orbs were angels, present to guide her mother's soul to the afterlife. What makes this video even more fascinating is the reaction it sparked online. Thousands of viewers supported Janice, with many sharing their own personal experiences of seeing similar occurrences when their loved ones passed, suggesting that working closely with life and death has made them more open to such supernatural events. The video has become a point of discussion for those who believe in the presence of angels during death. While some skeptics remain doubtful, others see this as undeniable evidence of souls being gently escorted out of their physical bodies by angels as they transition to the afterlife. Number 13, a mysterious soul captured fleeing after gunshot. In the chaos of city life, it's easy to miss the truly extraordinary. But this next video captures something completely unexpected and spine-chilling. It all begins with a street confrontation that quickly takes a deadly turn. A man, armed and dangerous, steps out of a black sedan in the middle of the road, sprinting toward a nearby group of people. His intentions are clear, and panic sets in as the group scatters in every direction. Sadly, one man is not fast enough. A gunshot rings out, and the bullet strikes him from behind, ending his life instantly. But just when you think the horror has reached its peak, something even stranger happens. As the killer makes his escape in the car, the camera picks up on something no one at the scene seemed to notice. A faint, translucent figure, almost like a shadow, begins to rise from the fallen man. The figure moves incredibly fast, shooting across the street in front of the camera. At first glance, it's nearly impossible to see, but when the footage is slowed down, the shape of a human form becomes unmistakable. It's eerie, almost as if this figure was the man's soul, leaving his body at the exact moment of death. Was this a rare glimpse of the supernatural, or just a trick of the light? In a city that never sleeps, it's moments like these.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit.
I would love to know how y'all feel about this. Write in the chat about how y'all feel about some of these visuals. I really had an open mind to this. and I wanted to see how everybody felt. So if you're watching this, or anybody, when you see this, whether on what platform you're on, write in the comments about what you think about some of this. Do you believe it? Do you think it's BS? Let me know.
A 12 paranormal incident in Thailand. This chilling incident took place outside Pheban Songkram camp in Thailand and has captured the internet's attention. The story begins with a tragic accident. A speeding motorbike collides violently with a truck while trying to take a corner. The passengers on the motorbike were thrown off in an instant, leaving one victim lifeless on the road. Time seems to stop as chaos ensues. Something truly strange occurs. A shadowy figure, grainy and indistinct, appears above the motionless body. It hovers there, unmoving, as people rush to the scene to help the injured. This mysterious moment was caught on video and shared on YouTube by Sutanaraj Suwanatada on September 17, 2016. Within just 3 weeks, the video racked up a staggering 700,000 views, sparking widespread debate. However, the footage's authenticity has been hotly contested. Critics have called it a hoax, pointing to what they believe are poorly edited pixels that create the illusion of a spirit. Some viewers were even outraged, accusing the uploader of disrespecting the tragic event by altering the video. It's important to note that major news outlets and reputable sources have not confirmed the video's authenticity. Still, the footage has fascinated many, leaving people to wonder, was this a true glimpse of the paranormal or just a cleverly crafted illusion? Number 11. Soul leaving a woman's body in a haunted hospital. This spine-chilling footage shows a woman lying in a hospital bed, and while the video's quality isn't the greatest, it only adds to the eerie vibe. The exact origin of the clip is uncertain. Some say it's from India, while others believe it might come from elsewhere. But one thing everyone agrees on is how terrifying it is. What makes this video so unsettling is that many believe it captures the exact moment a woman's soul leaves her body. There's no scientific proof that souls exist, yet humanity has always held on to the belief that something lies beyond our physical existence. This video plays into that deeply rooted idea, taking viewers into a mysterious realm. As the camera rolls, the dimly lit hospital room sets a dark and creepy mood. Then, something incredible happens. A white, shadowy figure starts to emerge from the top of the woman's body. It's as if her very essence is slowly separating from her physical form. The figure becomes more defined, almost taking on a life of its own, before suddenly darting out of the room, disappearing without a trace. It's a startling moment that has left both believers and skeptics in heated debate since the video first surfaced in 2014. While some question the authenticity of the footage, dismissing it as a clever trick, others can't help but feel intrigued. Regardless of where you stand, this haunting clip forces us to confront one of life's greatest mysteries. What happens after we leave this world? Number 10. Soul leaving a patient's body. In this chilling clip, a young patient is seen lying in a hospital bed, surrounded by doctors working tirelessly to stabilize his condition. Relief fills the room as the heart monitor shows signs of recovery after successful resuscitation. But just when it seems like the worst is over, the steady rhythm of the monitor suddenly begins to falter. The seconds feel like an eternity as the sound of the heartbeat fades into a haunting flatline. Then, something truly astonishing happens. The camera captures a faint, translucent figure rising from the patient's body. The doctors spring into action once again, performing chest compressions in a desperate attempt to save him. But it's too late. The soul had already departed, and the patient was declared beyond saving. An eerie silence fills the room as the doctors come to terms with what has just happened. The camera, it seems, had recorded the very moment a soul left the body, an awe-inspiring and haunting glimpse into the mysterious transition between life and death. Number 9. Soul of an old man, gone in the night. Here's another chilling encounter caught on camera that will leave you questioning the unknown. This time, we step into Joe's bedroom, where where in 2018, CCTV footage captured something truly mysterious. Joe, an elderly man, is seen fast asleep, completely unaware of what's about to unfold. His body is relaxed, and he appears to be in a deep, peaceful slumber. But then something strange happens. A small white orb suddenly appears in the room. For years, orbs like these, especially white ones, have been associated with the supernatural, believed to represent spirits or energy. Some people use the terms orbs and souls interchangeably, but there's a key difference. Souls are thought to be the essence of human consciousness housed within the body, while orbs are considered life energy that surrounds and supports the soul. As the video continues, this white orb seems to emerge from Joe's body, and then more follow. The first orb is the most noticeable, but it's the subsequent ones that really make us wonder. Is Joe's life force gradually leaving his body? Could this be a visual representation of his energy slipping away into the unknown? This eerie footage leaves us with many questions about what happens when the physical body rests, and whether life itself transcends into something beyond. Number 8. Soul's departure after a tragic car crash. Sudden death is always tragic.
Meet Ziggy. When Ziggy comes to Pet Paradise, he loves to reunite with some of his best friends. That's why he's visited two.
But what happens afterward can sometimes blur
My fault for all that. You know how they say, I ain't got premium.
the line between this world and the next. In this chilling video, the aftermath of a devastating car crash is captured in vivid detail. Emergency vehicles, with sirens blaring, light up the scene, while paramedics rush to do everything they can to save lives. Amidst the chaos, the lifeless body of the driver serves as a stark reminder of how fragile life really is. As the medics focus on their task, completely unaware of anything unusual, the camera records something truly unsettling. A dark, translucent figure begins to rise slowly from the driver's body. It hovers for a brief moment, almost as if saying a final farewell before vanishing into thin air. This haunting image sparks profound questions. Was this the driver's soul departing? A moment where the spiritual world touches the physical one? Or could it simply be an illusion, perhaps a trick of light or a camera glitch, coincidentally captured during such a poignant moment? Whether it's really a glimpse into the unknown or just a technical anomaly, it challenges us to think about the mysteries that surround life, death, and what might come after. Number 7. A soul's silent exit. In the final moments of life, when the body has given all it can, there's a profound stillness, a quiet transition as the soul prepares to move on. This next clip captures that very moment with chilling clarity. A man lies on his deathbed, taking what would be his last breath. Then something strange happens. A shadowy figure, barely visible, rises from his body. The dark silhouette standing out against the pale wall behind it drifts slowly upward, almost as if carried by the man's final breath. It hovers.
When I was watching this, because I seen a little bit of it yesterday, right? Just to tap in. You know what this made me think about? When my father passed, when I got there, like, I remember that I was going up there because I know you weren't doing well, but it felt like I was leaving North Carolina, going back to Jersey. Every state I crossed, I felt like a weight kept getting lifted off me slowly. I knew something was wrong. And when I got there, I might have been there for like 20 minutes, but I was in the room holding his hand when he passed. There is a sense of still at the moment that's, I want to say is I don't want to call it unnatural, but it's different, right? To be holding his hand during the transition, it's a different aspect, right? To actually be there at that time, right? And I was the only person in the room with him. But to be able to see it, and I always remember this, the thing that gave me peace the most, I know the sense of the topic, what gave me the most peace is this. When it was over, he was smiling. Like, my dad was smiling, and I thought that gave me peace that day. So I understand. That's what it made me think about. Like, we all wonder as human beings, no matter how intellectual or whatever we think, like, there's nobody alive who went to the afterlife and stayed there for a couple of years, or visited for a vacation for a couple of months, or should I say for years, and then came back and said, hey, yo, this is what I saw. Because once you go, you're gone. And I guess the coma would be the closest thing to that, of people that was in comas. And some of them come back with stories, but then they'll say that's just the mind firing off. So you never really know. But I just wanted to tell you that's what it made me think about on this piece.
For a brief, solemn moment before vanishing into thin air. This haunting footage shows the soul's departure, so peaceful yet undeniably final. It marks the end of one life and the start of an entirely new journey, leaving us to reflect on the beauty and mystery of this timeless transition. Number 6. A homeless man's soul walking away. In a quiet, forgotten corner of Japan, far from the bustling streets and neon lights, lies a haunting story of a homeless man's final moments. This viral video captures a scene filled with both loneliness and mystery. The man, carrying only a small bag, slowly walks to a curb beneath a bridge. He lays down, seeking rest, and for a moment, everything feels still, almost as if time itself has paused. But then, something extraordinary unfolds. While his body remains motionless, a faint, ghostly figure begins to rise. It's barely visible, but there it is.
We've estimated the number of contacts at around 30,000 per year.
She sees his soul. The figure sits up for a moment, as if taking one last glimpse of the life it's leaving behind. Then, it stands, hovering over the body, before slowly walking away into the unknown. Before we move on, here's today's subscriber's pick. In a quiet village, an ordinary day turned into something unforgettable when a local school teacher suddenly collapsed on the playground. The beloved teacher had no prior health concerns, making his unexpected fall even more shocking. As concerned bystanders rushed to his aid, someone managed to capture an incredible, otherworldly moment on camera. In the footage, a faint, misty figure seems to rise from the teacher's body just moments after he collapsed. The eerie clip quickly went viral, leaving people across the internet wondering what had truly been caught on film. Was it a trick of the light, a strange camera glitch, or something far more mysterious? Paramedics arrived swiftly, but despite their best efforts, he was tragically pronounced dead at the scene. This surreal event has sparked a heated debate, with some suggesting it could be evidence of the soul leaving the body, while others argue it's simply a visual error. What do you believe? Did the camera capture something truly supernatural, or is there a more grounded explanation? Let us know in the comments section below. Number 5. Caught between worlds. The scene is pure chaos. A car accident has just occurred, and amid the wreckage, a man stands in shock, trying to process the disaster unfolding before him. As the camera rolls, capturing the aftermath, something creepy happens. A faint, shadowy figure emerges near the crumpled car, drifting aimlessly around the scene. Some believe this figure to be the soul of one of the victims, seemingly confused or perhaps unaware that its time on Earth has come to an end. It moves slowly, almost as if lost, hovering around the wreckage before it gradually fades away into nothing. This clip is haunting in its simplicity. If this shadowy figure is indeed a soul, it seems caught between two worlds, unwilling or unable to move on. It's a chilling reminder of how sudden and unpredictable the end of life can be, and how unprepared we might feel when it finally arrives. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, this footage will leave you questioning the mysteries that lie just beyond the physical world. Number 4. Car crash at an intersection. This spine-chilling video captures the aftermath of a devastating car crash, leaving an intersection engulfed in chaos. The origin of the footage is unclear, but its contents are extraordinary. As the camera sweeps over the aftermath, the urgency is obvious. with a red ambulance on site, wrecked vehicles, and onlookers visibly shaken. The crash victim had been moved into the ambulance, where medics were working to save their life. However, just a few seconds into the video, something truly mysterious happened. Near the back of the ambulance, a shadowy figure begins to appear. This figure, human in shape but translucent and ghostly, hovers just above the ground near the victim's location. It looks almost like a man, ethereal and surreal, standing quietly by the ambulance, seemingly watching over the scene. Many viewers believe this moment captures the soul of the crash victim. The figure's presence is haunting, almost as if it's bidding a final farewell before crossing over. Number 3. An extraordinary encounter in the bedroom. In this next eerie video, the scene shifts to a quiet bedroom where two middle-aged individuals are sound asleep. One lies on a large bed, while another rests on a smaller bed nearby. For the first few minutes, everything seems peaceful, just two people lost in their dreams. But then, something truly bizarre happens. A pale, off-white figure, almost ghostly in appearance.
It's a video that's been trending over the internet for the last few days of a woman working at McDonald's who won't be able to
Floats into the room and begins hovering over the woman in the larger bed. It inches closer and eventually enters her body. The moment is unsettling, and just when you think it's over, the figure exits her body in the same way it entered, floating away as mysteriously as it arrived. The video is accompanied by a voiceover from the woman herself as she watches the CCTV footage from that night. Her voice, filled with distress, describes the experience of seeing what appears to be a spirit or entity moving in and out of her body. Some viewers who have seen the footage suggest that this could be an example of astral projection, a phenomenon where the soul temporarily leaves the body and then returns. Others believe this may have been a direct interaction with a supernatural entity. Whatever the case, it adds to the belief that souls do exist and can be observed leaving and re-entering bodies captured through cameras and other technology. Number 2. Spirit in a hospital. Hospitals have long been the setting for mysterious and supernatural stories, and one particular video from 2014 only adds to their mysterious reputation. In this footage, filmed in the quiet, deserted hallway of an Indian hospital at night, something truly strange happens. The scene begins with an unsettling stillness, with only one or two people asleep on the floor. The hospital's morgue is just down the hall, casting an ominous presence over the already spooky environment. As the video continues, something even more unsettling appears. A black, shadowy figure slowly materializes near the entrance of the morgue. The figure, shaped like a man, stands there for a moment before slowly starting to move down the hallway towards the sleeping individuals. As it gets closer, the figure becomes clearer, almost as if it's gaining more form. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, the figure zooms past the sleeping people at an incredible speed, disappearing into thin air without disturbing anyone. Many believe this shadowy figure was the soul of one of the deceased from the morgue, finally leaving its physical body behind. This theory resonates with numerous other stories about hospitals and their connection to the supernatural. Medical staff and patients alike have reported seeing ghostly apparitions and experiencing unexplainable phenomena in hospitals, places where life and death often exist side by side. This video also raises some intriguing questions. What would happen if one of the sleeping individuals had come into contact with the spirit? Encounters with spirits or entities from the afterlife tend to evoke different reactions from people. While some may feel fear or discomfort, others might experience a sense of calm or heightened awareness, sensing a spiritual presence. Beliefs about spirits and their interactions with the living vary greatly, influenced by culture and personal spiritual views. No matter the belief system, encounters with the supernatural often leave a lasting impression. Number 1. A mother's heartfelt encounter with her son's spirit. In a heartwarming yet eerie encounter, one woman believes she saw the spirit of her late son, Robbie. According to her account, she was casually watching TV with her daughter when her phone suddenly pinged with a notification from the security camera. It detected movement at the entryway of their home. Curious, the mother and daughter checked the footage, and to their astonishment, they saw a figure that closely resembled Robbie, who had tragically passed away in 2016 due to an accidental drug overdose. What makes this moment even more remarkable is that it happened in 2019, 3 years after Robbie's death. As more people reviewed the footage, many agreed that the figure strongly resembled Robbie, sparking intense discussions. This incident is one of many shared by grieving families who claim to have experienced visits from their departed loved ones. These moments, while deeply emotional, often provide comfort and a sense of connection to those left behind. Psychologists suggest that such experiences might be part of the grieving process, helping people cope with their loss. For some, this encounter was interpreted as Robbie's spirit making a visit, signaling that his soul had left the physical world but still remained connected to his family.
My mic was off. But I would like for everybody who watching, I think that this is the interesting video. And I would like to know how y'all feel for everybody who watch it, whether if y'all live with me now or the people that come back and watch it later. Tell me how y'all feel about this video, and do you believe it? Do you think that some of this is fake? Do you believe any of it's real? It's one of those topics where it's really hard to just put your finger on it. But I will say this, there is some ancient stuff that talks about dreams and all of this in a very clear way. Like they studied it for like thousands of years to make it a science to understand, because that's how in depth they were. But I just wanted to know how y'all felt about that. And let me get back in. I will say this before I get off air, man. I do thank everybody who tap in, like I say, all the time and every day. I really appreciate everybody who take the time to tap in and listen. And I would start saying every day, look, if you got a friend, they got a dream, I don't care what it is. If you're a real friend, the best thing you can get that friend is your time. And the time is just tapping in a couple minutes, liking and commenting, sharing the videos. If you like what it is, then telling people about it. Or if you know people that's interested into the same things that your friends do, like connect the dots. Sometimes as friends, I used to tell one of my homeboys, rest in peace, like, you got like, after like, got like 25, I was like, bro, you know all these people, why you ain't connect these dots for him or for me or da-da-da? And before he passed, he started connecting dots, and he was like, man, you right. It's like we all got an influence over people, certain people. We all got a way to make others listen. Just like if I get a CD from a friend and I really like it, I could take it to like 10 people I know who respect me, who I rock with like emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So when I go to them, be like, yo, check this out, they're gonna be more susceptible to open mind to listen to it, or a shirt, a product, a podcast, you know what I'm saying, anything, you know, music, a music video. We got influence on people, and the way that we can help our friends, help people around us, is to just share, right? If they selling something, donate to what they doing. If they're whatever, like that's my biggest thing, just support those. Sometimes we get so caught up in just watching. We get our phones and we see people online that we know, and we see them being consistent. We'll look at it and be like, oh, that's cool, but we don't like it, heart it, we don't share it, we don't give them feedback. These are the things that it takes to be successful. Don't let the rest of the world Don't let the rest of the world support the people that's supposed to be your friends and then wonder why they act different as they get older. Be compassionate about what you do. Love what you do. Be consistent. Understand that the road to where you want to go, if you're really going to do it organically and really get there to really get the true success out of it, then your success is not other people's success. And understand that your road and your journey going to come off of hard work, consistency, and just being genuine about it. And like Nip said one time, he said, you know, your job is to confess your essence to the world, and the world will confess it back. Yeah, we out. Willie Walker BH.